Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2. And today I'm going to be giving you part 11 of What If the 10 Tails was sealed inside of Naruto. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and also guys, go ahead and check out the new episode of What If Naruto returned different after his training trip that I posted over on Anime King. And after that, I'm going to be posting What If Naruto was sent to the Marvel world. And on this channel, I'm going to be posting a brand new episode of What If Orochimaru was Naruto's father. So stay tuned for that, and I do hope you guys enjoy. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you're hearing my voice, and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support, guys. And remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. And yeah, without further ado, let's begin this new episode. Start the intro.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their
So, the last part we left off, the three tails was sealed inside of Naruto as he was messing with his chakra system. As he didn't have full control, as Jubi told him it will take a while, and the more demons he take in, the more excess chakra. It will mess with him for a while, as Naruto was acting irritated. Naruto and Jubi then went out to find Kimimaro. As Kimimaro was taking on Shikamaru, Kimimaro was able to plumage a bone right into Shikamaru's stomach. As Kakazu and Hidan were taking on Kakashi, Ino and Choji. Before the group would kill off the Konoha shinobis, a woodbine came from the ground protecting Shikamaru, as Kimimaro had to jump back. As Saya and Anvu wearing a fox mask and Yamato appeared. The Anvu was Kushina. As Saya charged her new technique, as she used it to end Kakazu's life, the Rasen Shuriken. As Kakashi appeared and sliced off Hidan's head, making him worthless. As Naruto arrived on the battlefield, as he started to face off against Kushina and Yamato, as Yamato impaled Naruto right through the heart with a wood spike, as Naruto's balance was still off, as all of them watched in shock as Naruto removed the wood spike, as Jashin combined with the Jubi, as Naruto healed even though his heart was ripped into two, as Naruto turned and dashed towards Yamato, as Yamato fired off multiple wood spikes at Naruto, but he dodged each and every one of them as he drive a crystal straight through Yamato. As Naruto then jumped back, as he looked at Saya and vanished with Kimimaro. Shikamaru was taken back to Konoha, and with their help, he was able to survive, but he was still in the hospital. The time then passed, as the Akatsuki managed to gather the tail beasts and seal them into Naruto. As Naruto has been going a bit insane, as he had several different tail beasts inside of him now, the only remaining is the 8 tails and the 9 tails, which Jubi and him is going to go for personally, as Pain are going to go for the 8 tails. As Jubi was tired of Naruto's attitude, he was getting rather insane and angry all the time. As back at Konoha, Jiraiya had died in a battle with Pain, as the Toads came back to Konoha and told Minato. As Minato told Saya about it, as Saya ran off in tears. As she was running and not even looking where she was going, she ended up in the ghettos of Konoha. As she looked on the ground to see a circle with a triangle inside of it. As she remembered, when she went into Naruto's closet after he just left, she saw that same symbol. And to her surprise, Naruto arrived. As he told Saya that she must leave Konoha. As she told him no, but Naruto told him he's going to destroy this place. As Saya told him no, she will fight. As Naruto headed off, Saya cursed herself because she just had him in her grasp, and yet she couldn't do anything. So yeah guys, that was basically the last part we left off. You guys can switch across place and check it out for yourself. So, what do you say we start this new episode? Jubi looked towards Naruto. You may have just jeopardized the attack. I know, Naruto said. And yet you still show yourself to her. I know, Naruto said. You dumbass, Jubi said. I know, Naruto said. You know, for a merciless, heartless Jashiness. You sure have a soft heart for your sister, Jubi said. It doesn't matter now, Naruto said. This attack will start the war and I am prepared for it. No, I cannot wait. Chaos and destruction will cause as I walk my path, and the war will end, and an era of peace will begin. Something that Jashin-sama would never want, but Hidan will be sewn back up for him to continue Lord Jashin wishes. I shall go to hell with you and cause chaos there, he stated. You will fit right in, Jubi said. Come on, we have to prepare. Start storing the chakra up in seals. Kimimaro is currently scouting the area to find the Anbu units. Konan is with him. Pain will receive the reports later, and then attack in 2 weeks' time, Jubi said. Good to know, Naruto said, as he was sending chakra to his ears, as he was hearing Saya crying. Come on, said Jubi. Chakra control is no laughing matter when it comes down to your uranium. Naruto nodded as her eyes transformed into the Sharingan as she transported them out of Konoha into a nearby forest. After a week, Jubi came back with a small report from Konan and Kimimaro. Looks like your sister left the train with someone. We don't know where she went or where she is. We just know that she's training, Jubi said. She didn't listen to my warning, Naruto said, as he growled angrily, as the dark blue chakra around him became darker and darker, and eventually it became pitch black and shot outwards. Naruto, calm down, Jubi said, as Naruto took a deep breath as the chakra flew back into him. She's going to be killed. Why didn't she listen to me, Naruto said as he stood up. Calm down, Jubi said, but Naruto merely shrugged her off in anger. Crystal, gold, silver, iron, gemstones, and even steel started to form around him in small pieces as his chakra flared up again. I can't believe this. She's going to get herself killed, he hissed, as his claws grew out as his eyes started to glow dangerously. Jubi growled angrily as she stepped forward as she smacked him across the head, as all the minerals fall to the ground. As Naruto calmed himself, I'm sorry, he said. It's not your fault, Jubi said. Come on, do it again. Mental control this time. I don't want you going insane during the fight, she said. As Naruto nodded. The next week passed as Naruto felt like a trained puppet. Jubi had him doing mental control lessons along with chakra control lessons. It was finally the day of the attack as Naruto felt really nervous. As he scowled, as he was looking at the black baggy pants along with the kimono robe, along with the red belt, as Jubi was the one who chose them out, saying that he would look more dangerous. As Naruto felt like he was becoming her rag doll, but in the back of his mind he rather liked the outfit. As he looked at the ring on his finger, waiting for the orders from Pain to move in. It will simply be a shock of chakra and he will move out with the uranium attack. Kimimaro is forming a large outer shield 100 feet away from Konoha, just in case, Jubi said. Got it, Naruto said. What will you be doing, he asked as he turned towards her. He added more protection. He can only put up a front shield. I'll be adding a back shield with 3 layers of steel, iron and wood, Jubi said. You, be careful. Yeah, Naruto said as Jubi rolled her eyes. A shock of chakra came from the ring. As Naruto gave a nod, it's time to move out, he said. Jubi nodded as she vanished through a vortex. As Naruto dashed towards Konoha. Meanwhile, in Konoha, Minato grumbled under his breath as Kushina came in, her mask buried into 2 pieces already. Minato, all Anvus are either killed, fatally wounded. My squad, they're all down as well, said Kushina. What happened, he said as he stood up. Pain is attacking. Tsunade is healing as much as she can, but we have lost sight on him, she said. What's that, she said as she looked through the window. Minato's eyes widened as he saw a large white front coming towards the village and a green beam shooting up in the sky. What the hell are they doing, Minato whispered. Earlier, Naruto quickly formed the hand signs as he watched pillars of green energy, no, glowing green rock shot out of the ground. Uranium release, compound, mineral bomb, Naruto called out. As his chakra shot out of him and hit the uranium that glowed brighter and brighter and brighter. More and more formed and started to release a large amount of energy. Naruto's mind and body was in utter pain, but he kept control though. The 2 weeks of lesson coming back to him. Control. He kept as much control as possible as he continued to push out the energy. Slowly, he got control better and better. As the energy in the air got more and more compact, more powerful. 5, Naruto said as a toxin started to leak through the connection. 4, 3, as he was holding back the toxin as much as possible. 2, 1, 0, he said as his eyes started to glow green. As the green energy exploded out. As a shield that Jubi and Kimura formed, already started to turn into different type of minerals as it fell to the ground. As a beam of energy washed over towards Konoha. As screams ran through the air. As Naruto stood up, as he released some of the seals, as black chakra covered him and sank into his body, as all of the pain vanished. As Naruto looked towards Konoha, as the buildings were torn down easily, people lie there dead as their body was crystallized. As Naruto saw all the destruction he caused, but suddenly he saw a sudden force as he was blasted backwards as he smashed into the ground. If they didn't die from that first attack, as that attack was from pain, as he used his almighty push. As Naruto got back up. Meanwhile, in the village, Minato and Kushina pushed the debris off of them. What happened? Kushina muttered. Konoha was gone. The only thing left was debris and minerals. Nothing stood but the spikes that came out of the ground. Some bodies had been stabbed by the spikes, other bodies turned into minerals. Those who survived the first attack was either badly injured or dead from being attacked that happened just a minute ago. Naruto did the first attack, then the leader of the Akatsuki did the next, Kushina stated. As Minato had pain in his eyes and regret and sadness. Minato, you couldn't have done anything. Not even Fuinjutsu could have stopped this, Kushina whispered. Minato stood up. I must fight for this village, even if it now lays in terror and destruction. I won't stop until I die, he said, as he looked over the pure carnage, as Kushina didn't respond. Meanwhile, Jubi looked at the shield, as it was destroyed completely by Naruto's attack, and a large amount of outside of Konoha was affected. To think that this was a controlled version. Imagine if he had let it lose control, it could probably destroy half of the nation. Her eyes then transformed into the Byakugan as she scanned the area for Naruto chakra. The dark blue chakra always stood out rather easily, but now the entire place was covered in it. Just great, she said. Looks like I'll find Kimimaro, and I'll find that moron Jinchuriki of mine. As she vanished into a vortex that brought her straight across the village. Naruto walked through Konoha as he saw some of them alive, but he paid them no mind as the others dragged away their body to heal, but most of them were dead. Naruto merely smirked. If they just got a small bowl of his attack, they would turn into mineral. Luckily, radiation wouldn't stay around to kill them. Any of the energy from him would turn into mineral and just fall down to the ground. Naruto! A voice called out. As Naruto turned around to his father, mother, Kakashi, Choji, and Choza. Well, Naruto said. Looks like a lot of people survived my attack. How disappointing. You did all of this? Kushina whispered. I did the green energy beam. Pain did the rest of the destruction, Naruto said. I only turned people into minerals. Remind me to sell those off later, Naruto stated. You kill all of these people and destroy the village, and yet you show no emotion, Choza said. It's my dream to destroy this village, for all that you done to my sister. I am happy that she's not here. Hopefully she won't return after I kill you all. You all go and help who you can. I'll fight him, said Minato. But, said Kushina. Go now, he said, as all of them paused. But they just headed off. Naruto, please, I don't want to do this. You think I care? Naruto said. Don't you care about your own life? Minato asked. I'm immortal. Jubi can heal a ripped heart, and Jashin-sama will keep me alive even if my head gets torn off, Naruto said. I'm only telling you all of this because I know in the end of the fight, you will be dead, he said. Minato pulled a bunch of kunais, his 3-pronged kunais, and threw them all around the area. As Naruto created an iron blade in his hand, as he dashed towards his own father. Meanwhile, there was a huge poof as Saya returned. Where's Konoha? She asked. This is Konoha, said Pa. As Ma nodded. It was destroyed in 2 separate attacks. I am guessing from the leader of the Akatsuki. As Saya scanned the area, she had her sage mode activated, as her eyes showed nothing but sadness as she looked at all the destruction. As she saw one of the members of the Akatsuki over there, as she saw his orange hair, as she clenched her fist. Meanwhile, Naruto swung the blade down as Minato dodged and swung a kick forward as Naruto grabbed Minato's leg and swung him around. As he released him as Minato flipped and landed on the ground. You have no chance against me, Naruto said. Naruto, you're overestimating yourself, said Minato. As Minato was about to summon a toad, summoning won't work. Saya is with the most powerful summons. She's about to fight Pain right now, as he just got the mental message. Pain wanted him to kill Minato, and he had no problem with that. Minato growled as he dashed forward. Rasengan, he said, as a Rasengan was in his palm heading towards Naruto's face. As Naruto jumped up with speed and dodged attacks, as he went through hand sign, fire style, 10-tail flame, he said. As he breathed out a stream of red hot fire, as the fire started to spread out in 10 directions. As they all ran at Minato in different directions, as Minato dodged all of them. As Minato then vanished, as Naruto's eyes widened as he heard, Rasengan. As Naruto didn't have any time to dodge it, as Minato had appeared behind him with a Rasengan, as he drove it into Naruto's back. As Naruto was sent forward in a spiral spin, as he tumbled on the ground and smashed into a boulder. As Naruto laughed and stood up. Even though I helped destroy Konoha, you didn't put much into that attack, he said. Minato winked but didn't respond. You can't kill me, can you? Oh no, you can't, Naruto said, as he started to laugh even more. I'm guessing it's because Saya will hate you for it, Naruto said, as he created multiple iron shuriken and tossed them all at Minato. As Minato vanished from that spot and reappeared 10 feet away. Meanwhile, with Sakura, it's Saya, the Hyuga next to her said, as he was seeing the battle. Saya, she's fighting the leader of the Akatsuki. Sakura's eyes widened. Can you find the Hokage, she asked. He's fighting, but I cannot tell who. The person is surrounded by dark blue chakra. I am guessing that Hokage-sama is fighting the one who created the first blast, the Hyuga stated. As Sakura clenched her fist, as she didn't know how all of this would work out. Meanwhile, with Saya, she just killed the Pain that removed your life with a Rasen Shuriken, as she is now in Gamabunta's mouth, along with the female Pain. Rasengan barge attack, she said, as she slammed the 2 Rasengans into the female Pain. As the Pain collapsed dead, as Gamabunta blew smoke out of his mouth, as he then spit them out. Saya gained her balance, as she watched Pain staring at the destroyed Pain in shock. As the original Pain dashed forward and came at her with a barrage of punches and kicks. As Saya started to jump back by blocking them. Pa, do it, she said, as Pa had a rather large scroll. Reverse summoning technique, he said, as Saya dispelled the clone. As Saya delivered a brutal kick to Pain's face, followed by a gut punch, and then an uppercut that sent him flying back. Meanwhile, with Minato and Naruto, Minato summoned 2 clones beside of him, as all of them held out their hands, creating Rasengan, as the 3 of them rushed towards Naruto. As Naruto created multiple kunais and shuriken, as he tossed all of them forward, but all of the Minatos vanished. As Naruto didn't see them, where did they go? As Naruto's eyes went wide as he looked down to see a kunai right in front of him, as Minato had teleported a distance away, but he then teleported right in front of Naruto, as he slammed the Rasengan into Naruto's gut, as Naruto squealed out in pain, as he was pushed back, as the other Minato came behind him and drove his Rasengan right into Naruto's back, as Naruto coughed up blood as he was sent forward. The other Minato came and slammed the Rasengan right into his chest. As Naruto realized a seal was probably on him after that first Rasengan hit him because they're teleporting right towards him. As Naruto collapsed on the ground, as Minato clones vanished, as Minato stood there. As Naruto growled as he stood up, as he stared at the holes made in his clothes. Now that hurt like hell, Naruto said, as a black chakra surrounded his body and his ribs started to be put back into place and his wounds started to be healed. But you should know that won't kill me. I had my heart ripped in half and it was healed. I had my arm severed off and it grew back. Do you actually think your Rasengan will hurt me? Or kill me, Naruto said as he laughed out loud. Minato frowned. I thought he would at least disable you. I'll have to take off your arms and legs. Good luck with that, Naruto said as he formed a hand sign. Let's end this fight right now, he said. Mineral creation, uranium steel, diamond, combined orb, he called out. As he held out his hand, as Minato frowned in confusion, not understanding what is going on. Suddenly, strips of green started to fall a ball in Naruto's hand, as steel started to form above it. As the steel clamped down on the green ball, as it got smaller and smaller and smaller, until it was the size of a pea. As Naruto thrust it at Minato, Minato, not knowing what it did, he vanished and appeared 15 feet away towards one of his kunais. The pea hit the ground as it exploded outwards. As Minato was surprised as it blasted out towards him, as he vanished, but he wasn't so quick, as his big toe turned into a solid diamond. What? Said Minato as the green blast suddenly vanished. That technique, it turns everything it hits into diamond. However, the human body will slowly change. Even though I got your big toe, you will receive a slow, painful death until the diamond hits something very important and you die, Naruto said. You could cut it off, but it will still continue, he said, as he chuckled. Minato's eyes went wide as he stared at the small diamond, as he then glared up at Naruto. Then I'll have to defeat you before then, he stated, as Naruto looked at his palm, which was burned, as it was slowly healing. It injured you. To perform that technique. Shut up, Naruto said, as he dashed towards Minato. As the both of them started their fearsome battle, as Minato vanished around the place, he appeared beside Naruto, but Naruto smirked as an iron blade formed in mid-air and drive right into Minato as blood splattered. Meanwhile with Saya, she was huffing and puffing as there was two pain remaining. The absorption pain and tendo pain. As Saya got back to her feet, she clenched her fists. I'll destroy all of you, she said. Meanwhile with Minato, his eyes widened as he wasn't the one that got stabbed. The attack was aimed towards him, but Kakashi. You got in my way, Hatake, Naruto said as he pulled out the iron blade. But this is perfect, as he created a much larger iron blade and drive it forward as it tear right through Kakashi's chest. Kakashi collapsed on the ground, coughing up blood under his face mask. As Minato threw a demon shuriken towards Naruto, as Naruto jumped back. Kakashi, Minato said as he kneeled down. I had to protect the Hokage. Now you, Naruto said as he dashed forward towards Minato. Minato held out his hand. Great Claw Rasengan, he said, as a Rasengan formed normally, but blue spear of energy was dancing around it, as he then rushed towards Naruto. Just a little extra power. It won't matter, Naruto said, as he kept on moving forward. As he tried to took off Minato's head, Minato ducked, as he slammed the strange Rasengan right into Naruto's chest, as the blue energy around it grabs around Naruto's chest tightly, as the blue energy stuck him in one place, skins and bones. As Naruto cried out in pain, as Minato pulled more kunais, as he pierced one right through Naruto's ankle and then the other, then he drive one down through Naruto's wrist. He then stabbed one right into Naruto's neck, as Naruto coughed up some blood, as he then put the final one and drive it straight into Naruto's chest, as Naruto screamed out in pain. Jashin immortality gift was the only thing keeping him alive. Even being Jubi Jinjuki had its limits, as Jubi chakra started to heal all of his major wounds. As Naruto felt Jubi return to him, more and more and more and more on, she kept on cursing. I can heal you quickly, you damn moron. As Minato was looking at Kakashi, as all of the kunais burst out of Naruto, as he snapped his eyes open. As Minato had his back turned, as Naruto formed an iron blade, he dashed forward and drive it right through Minato's back, piercing through his chest. As he pulled out the spear, as Minato collapsed over, as Naruto kicked him over and raised the blade and drive it downwards, piercing right through him again, tearing through his heart. Jashin-sama, forgive me. for not sacrificing Naruto whisper. Meanwhile, in Saya's mindscape, all pain will end. Just rip off the seal. As Saya was stepping forward towards the fox, her shirt was open as the seal on her stomach was fully open as the blood leaked into the water. When she reached the bars, the water merely lifted her up as she was about to tear off the seal. But the bars and the fox vanished as she was in a white, empty room. "Where am I?" she said as she was squinting as the place was so bright. "Hello there." Who is there?" asked Saya. "You can call me the Shinigami King. Sorry, but we have to talk rather quickly. I am merely tempting fate by doing this. And I can only do this once." What? Do you want to help me?" Saya asked. "You are destined to bring an era of peace or an era of war. And I will help. But listen to me, Saya. Namikaze, do not listen to the Eternal Eye Man. And do not listen to the Ripple Eye Man. You know the way you must go. To find peace. Do not let yourself be dragged down in all of this. Farewell, Saya Namikaze. I wish you luck." And with that, Saya blinked as she was outside of the mindscape as a large spear of earth in the sky started to break apart as the Kyuubi was no longer there, as Saya was dropping from the air. A week passed after Naruto and Pain team attack on Konoha. Multiple things happened. Naruto Namikaze is now a double S rank in the bingo book and is worth over 300 million Ryu. None of the village want him alive. He was able to destroy the Leaf village and turn people into minerals. It's easy to say that they don't like him. Konoha was being built back up. Thankfully, they got large amount of monies from all the minerals they found lying around. Within a month, Konoha should be at least partly completed. They hired tons of workers and all the ninja that remain are helping as well. The 5 major villages have declared war on the Akatsuki, along with anything that they thought was rumor was now truth. Sasuke has killed his brother Itachi Uchiha. The Akatsuki has around 3 members still left alive, or maybe more. They wasn't sure, not counting Naruto or Jubi, or the Kaguya kid. The shinobis learned that Naruto had a Kaguya walking around with him when they found multiple white bones in Hunter Nints from the mist. A large group of them found Naruto and believed they could take him on, but instead Kimimaro took them on, as Naruto's name in the bingo book was the 10-tailed demon lord, or short, 10-tailed lord, and Kimimaro was called Bone White Demon. Shinobi Nation Summit was announced to be on December the 1st in neutral grounds. Meanwhile, with Naruto, great, I have to deal with the Uchiha now. As Kimimaro glanced at the two, still processing everything. After Pain and Konan's death, the real leader of the Akatsuki showed himself, claiming to be Madara Uchiha. As Kimimaro didn't know what to believe, Jubi will tell if he's Madara or not. But they won't know that until they meet. As Naruto and Jubi and Kimimaro enter the Akatsuki hideout, where Sasuke and his team were currently in. "Sasuke," Naruto said, "how about you introduce us to your new team?" As Sasuke resists the urge to flinch. "Karin, Suigetsu and Jugo," he said, as Naruto smirked, while Jubi raised a brow. "Let me see, Jugo, the one with the crazy, monstrous state. Suigetsu, the one with my hydrification technique. Karin, the only Uzumaki left with my sensory and healing abilities." As Jubi pouted, "Karin, my dear, you're wasting your abilities." "What do you mean your technique?" Suigetsu asked. "Oh, don't you know? I'm the Jubi, the 10-tailed demon wolf, the creator of all bloodline in this world. While I'm missing 2 tails of power, I can still defeat all of the remaining Bijus. Don't test me," she said. "Naruto is my Jinchuriki. Kimimaro is the last Kaguya in existence," she said. Now, no need to start a fight," a very deep voice said, as a man entered the room wearing an orange, swirly mask. "Jubi-sama, I would like to speak to your Jinchuriki alone," the man stated. "Team Taka, you may go on to your mission," he said. The 4 nodded as they left. "I am Madara Uchiha. It's a pleasure to meet you 3. Jubi-sama, you may take Kimimaro to one of the waiting rooms, he said. Jubi snorted. I don't like you, but I owe you, she said. Come on, Kimimaro, she said as she walked off. As the other two left, so, what do you want to talk to me about, Naruto asked. I was wondering, would you like to get the Rinnegan, Madara asked. And how would you do that, Naruto asked. With the Uzumaki and Namikaze blood, both of those are related to the Senju clan. I can simply make the Senju DNA stronger and add in the Uchiha DNA. Nah, Naruto said, I hardly have enough power. I hate taking power from others. Well, Jubi, he said. One more question, Madara said. If you don't want your sister dead, how will we get the Kyuubi, he asked. Jubi will break the seal and release the Kyuubi. I will make sure Saya stay alive. Jubi will fight the Kyuubi herself and defeat him. Then she will devour him and his chakra. That's good. Now, I have a personal mission just for you. And what is that, Naruto asked. Team Taka is off getting the 8 heals. I was wondering, can you use that special technique you use to destroy Konoha on another village? I cannot, Naruto said. Uranium is dangerous, and it will take weeks for preparation. It takes time to regain control. Last time I let too much of the toxins enter my body. It will be a time before I can perform it again. Of course, Madara said. So how long? Well, in the next 2 to 4 weeks, Naruto said. That is good, he said. 2 days passed as Jubi continued Kimimaro and Naruto's training. Back at Konoha, when Saya talked to the real pain, Nagato, as she could no longer sense Kakashi or her father's chakra, but Pain was able to bring back everyone that died that day, as Saya was currently standing in front of Minato in the office. Naruto killed not only me, but Kakashi as well. And he destroyed Konoha and he wasn't even guilty, said Minato. How do you know he won't kill you the next time? You two have a small encounter. Because he came to me before I went with the toads. He didn't kill me then, she said. Why didn't you tell us? Asked Minato. I knew you were going to hunt him down and as she started to stutter. As Minato spoke, Saya, you are so very lucky that I love you, and I'm the Hokage. If it wasn't me, you would probably be handed over to the council already, or practically betraying this village. So, the council already wants to have me arrested, thrown into prison, and maybe even killed. Just because I'm his sister, all of them still look at me with so much hate. It doesn't matter what I do for this village, she said, as she walked out of the office. Meanwhile, Jubi had told Naruto and Kimimaro that is not the real Madara, but don't correct him, just call him that. Time skip. A couple weeks later, Naruto was talking to Madara. Tarin, one of the members of Sasuke's old little group, has betrayed us. I just want to know, since she's at Uzumaki, I was wondering if Jubi cares about her life. I am certain that she has give up the information on our base. No, Naruto said, Uzumaki bloodline go through all, even though if their parents didn't have it. My sister was the one who was chosen by her to revive the Uzumaki clan numbers, even if it becomes the Namikaze clan by fault. The Namikaze clan doesn't have any bloodline, so Jubi doesn't care about that, Naruto said. But there is something else you're not telling me, Naruto said, as Madara chuckled under his mask. Only Kisame, Zetsu, you, and myself are a part of the official Akatsuki. I have a slight truce with Kabuto, who has taken Orochimaru's body. Jubi already know of this, but I was wishing to know what your thoughts are, Madara said. As long as he doesn't go after a Sharingan, I'm fine with it. But I don't really care about him. I'm guessing that he has that reincarnation technique that Jubi told me about. And as long as he don't attempt to revive the Sage of Six Paths, I'm fine, because Jubi will maul him to death. But make sure you tell him if he hurt Kimimaro or Saya, I'll tear him apart. Madara nodded. The next you will see me, I'll be wearing a white mask, and I'll be having the Rinnegan, he said, as he went through a vortex and vanished. The Rinnegan, Naruto said. Jubi is gonna be pissed. Right now he doesn't have anything on her, but the Rinnegan is a big advantage. More time passed as Naruto found himself getting bored as Kimimaro continued to train, but Naruto found training rather useless as he didn't find anything exciting in it anymore, as he mastered a way to add affinities into his attacks without even going through hand signs. Jubi introduced him into multiple type of minerals, but it wasn't that fun. He mastered them all quicker and quicker, since with each mineral, it became easier and easier. "I am bored," Naruto said, as he let himself fall back. "Naruto, come on, Madara is here," Jubi said. "Fine," Naruto said as he slowly got up, as Jubi grabbed his wrist and pulled him inside the compound. "Hello, Naruto," said Madara. "Nice mask," Naruto said, as Madara just nodded. "Kisame has been killed by the green beast of Konoha, but we've gotten information about the two Jinchurikis and their location. They are on a giant moving what?" said Jubi. "A very large turtle that is covered in trees and other life forms. It seems like an island, but it moves, and it's alive," Madara said. "That's that damn island," said Jubi. "The Sage of Six Paths created it, so any future holders of the Biju could go there and learn to control them. It's also the place he stuck me when you prepare the ritual sealing to seal me into the moon. Since it's created by that bastard, not even I can enter there. It's a perfect safe house for Jinchuriki and others. Are there any other place that he left here that you cannot enter or come near?" Madara asks. "Yeah, he created some seal that I can break only whenever I get to full power. But once I get the 8 tails, I'll be back at my old full power. I've gotten strong over the years," she said. "I don't know what the seal stand for. Not even a seal master can break it." "Where is this seal?" Madara asks. "It is covered by Konoha buildings. I can get over 5 feet close to it. But honestly, I don't know why he made it so weak," she said. "Good, the final attack will happen not so close to Konoha," he said. "I'm off. Farewell," as he vanished into a vortex as Jubi rolled her eyes. "He's so dramatic," she said. As Naruto looked like he was thinking. "What are you thinking about?" asked Jubi. "The war," Naruto said, "is coming rather quickly." But guys, we'll be ending this episode right here. If you want to see the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn the bell notifications they posted. Remember, share to all your friends in your social media platform. But for now, I'm out of here, guys. Peace.